Okay, I did it again. Found more useless trivia for you. So, get ready, here we go. This is my update for something old, something new, something gifted, something blue. Now, you probably already know this was a project that was started by Misty and Jessica Lee. Wow, that was hard for me to say for some reason. But anyway, conversation they had started this project, and all of their deets are going to be linked below, and I'm just straight up linking their channels because quite frankly they do so many different projects that if you don't know who they are, okay, that would just be strange, first of all, and second of all, you need to. Okay, so I had talked in my last update off the cuff about garters, that if somebody didn't give me some suggestions, you were going to get the history of garters. Yep. All of a sudden started thinking about it and then had to know more. I just can't seem to get away from my own brain sometimes. Before we get to the garter part of the video here today, I'm going to go through what we got going on. And I also wanted to tell you, yes, I know that I said that I was going to be doing this in Minnesota, but some things have kind of juggled around a little bit, so I don't know if I'm actually going to be available when you're seeing this video, so I'm doing a little bit of pre-filming. So I'm not in Minnesota. Well, I might be in Minnesota, but when I'm filming this, I'm not in Minnesota yet. So anyway, nobody has to call me a moron for carrying empty bottles because I didn't. So last month, my old was my warm vanilla sugar body spray. Nope, it wasn't. Jeez. It was the French lavender and honey, and I don't know why I keep mixing those two up. They don't smell alike, but anyway. This was 40.7 grams. It is done. All gone. For my new, I had the Ysl Glow in Balm, and this was kind of a glowy primer. And it was okay. This actually lasted me about a week. I mean, for being a 5 ml bottle, this actually held up pretty well. It's a primer, it's fine. I don't love it. It's not my style of primer, but it didn't suck or anything. My gifted was the Lancome Hydra Zen, and that was, what was that? Well, it was just a moisturizer essentially. And this was also a 5 ml. And for the first time ever, I actually met a Lancome product that I didn't care for a whole lot. It was just really watery. And I got about a week's worth of use out of this. I could have maybe eked out a day more, but because it's so thin compared to what I'm used to from Lancome, I ended up actually doing like a second layer sometimes just because I didn't feel like I was getting enough moisture with it. So it did only last me a week. That one could have gone further, but not with my skin type. All right, and then my blue was another Moroccan oil. Thank goodness these guys either use blue lettering or blue packaging because it's really helping me out with my something blues here. This was the hair mask, and as I predicted, the 20 ml bottle just got me a couple of masks with all my hair. But it smells really good. I mean, I liked it. I don't think it was anything so astonishing that I must absolutely run out and buy a full size of it, especially not at that price. But it didn't suck. That was not a glowing review. It's a good product. It was not a bad product. For me, it has to be astonishing for me to actually jump all over something like that. So, okay, so all rolling out, 4 new roll-ins. So let's get to the interesting thing. The reason that you people probably keep coming back is because I keep coming up with odd trivia. So, I actually did look up garters because I had no idea why it was a thing and the garter toss was a thing. And I found an article called Symbolism of the Garter Toss by a woman named Maggie Mahoney. I'm going to link that below too because the article is kind of interesting, but I'm basically going to paraphrase the whole thing for you if you don't want to read it. So this tradition is actually thought to be one of the oldest traditions that's still in practice in modern times. Now, there are a couple of different time periods that this goes back to and in different ways. So it's a little bit interesting. In medieval times, it became a thing because the guests at the wedding would rip pieces of the bride's clothing for good luck. So they came up with the garter as kind of a diversion, a way to stop them from tearing apart the dress, and it kind of gave the bride a chance to like escape unscathed too. So, upside, I guess, on that one. I don't know. I wouldn't think that that's a great way to celebrate my happiness in embarking on a new marriage, is to be pawed at by all of my guests and have my clothing ripped, but I didn't live in medieval times, so what do I know? All right, so then there is a couple of them which are, once again, this one's kind of unpleasant in my opinion. Not quite as bad as the dowry thing, but still kind of ew. So we're thinking it's about 1500s France. And what happened was that immediately after the ceremony, people would follow the couple to make sure that the marriage was consummated. Like, they would actually stand in the room at one point to make sure this was done. So the Garter thing kind of comes into play, where the guests would follow, or select members of the party, wedding party or whatever, would follow the bride and groom to somewhere so the marriage could be consummated. And then as soon as the deed was done, and this is like before the reception type of thing, this is immediately after the ceremony, the groom would present the Garter as proof of consummation of the marriage. Okie dokie. That would be kind of mortifying. In my opinion, I would not, no, just no. Flat out no. I really can't even go on with that one. But because of this part of the tradition, puppy's up again, the Garter came to symbolize fertility also, as well as good luck still, but okay. Now, from 18th century England, there was a game that was called, okay, I want to get this right, Flinging the Stocking. And during this game, it was kind of like probably like what a bridal shower game is now, but basically, people would fling garters at the couple. It was a game that they played where they got the potential bride and groom together and they would throw garters at them, and if it landed on their heads, it was supposed to symbolize good luck. Okay, not quite as mortifying as the other one, so it's a step in the right direction, I'm thinking. Okay, so yes, it symbolized good luck in love if it landed on their heads. So hopefully some of the guests had good aim, because you would really hate to have that one fail. Now, you've been to weddings, right? I mean, you know what happens now. The groom takes the garter off either with his teeth or with his hands or whatever, gets all the single guys on the floor, tosses the garter, whoever gets it. Okay. Not necessarily good luck necessarily. Now it's kind of more of like with the bride, when she tosses the bouquet, whoever gets it is supposed to be next in line to get married, is kind of what it is today. The garter is sometimes the same kind of thing, sometimes not. And it's kind of thought that the garter now is to hold up the stocking, and some brides wear one to throw and one to keep. I don't know that keeping your stockings in place is necessarily something that a garter is essential for in today's modern times. There's a thing where sometimes whoever catches the garter places it on whoever catches the bouquet, which would be interesting if they don't know each other. And sometimes whoever catches the garter just keeps it. But essentially what it is symbolizing is kind of a passing of the torch, as well as symbolizing transition from single life into married life. So that, my friends, short and simple, is kind of the history of and the purpose of the garter toss and the bride wearing the garter. Now let's get back to the project. Once again, I love this project. I gotta say, the monthly updates, rolling style, no pressure, no deadlines, no end date thing that these girls created. Honestly, I shouldn't call them girls. These ladies created. Sorry about that. I love this. This is helping me blow through so many of my samples and my minis and my leftover stuff. I am so grateful. I really am. So for this month's roll-in, I am still working on some of my perfumes from Scentbird. So I'm rolling in Rebecca Minkoff this time, and I marked it. It's right here. And I don't know if it's called anything other than Rebecca Minkoff, but that's the perfume that I'm going to roll in as my old item. For my new item, I have the cutest little Tarte Jelly Glaze. So this is an Anytime lip mask. This one is in strawberry jelly, cute little pink packaging. And this came in a bag of lip goodies or whatnot that I ended up getting. This is by Tarte, if I didn't say that. I'm scattered. Oh, geez, I'm scattered. The perfume was 18.5 grams. This is 0.47 grams. This packaging with my glasses and a magnifying glass says that it has 3 grams of product. It weighs in at 4.7 grams. It says it's 0.1 ounce. So obviously this is a finished goal too. This is basically just going to be a lip balm. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to be strong enough for an overnight mask, but I haven't tried any of the Tarte Jelly Glazes yet. I've just heard good things about them. So I'm kind of excited for that one, for my new item. Now for my gifted, I decided that I'm going to go with the NYX Pore Filling Primer. This was part of a buy so much worth of NYX from Ulta and you get this free little bundle, and this was one of the ones that came in it. Now this is, I wrote this down, 0.40 ounces, 12 milliliters, weighing at 16.9 grams. I'm sure I'll be able to use this in a month as long as I actually get to put on my makeup as often as I hope that I can. Because it's just a sample tube and we'll see. I don't know. I like pore filling primers, so I actually am fairly optimistic about this. Like I said, well, my Angel Veil is still my favorite, but I like the Smashbox Photo Finish, so we'll see how this one stacks up to some of those. And for my blue, well, wouldn't be me if I didn't have at least one more Moroccan oil product. Come on, what were you expecting from me? You know I got a stack of this stuff. These things come in bundles. I have to use it all. But this one actually scares me. This is the Volumizing Mist. This weighs 32.3 grams. It is 0.67 fluid ounces. It's a 20 ml. I don't tend to try and go for volume. If I want volume, honestly, it's not all that hard to get. Okay, I probably shouldn't have done that. But anyway, you get the point. So I don't really do a lot of volumizing stuff, so I'll play with that. I'll see what works. I'll see if I like it. I'll see if it actually does anything. We'll try it. We'll try it in different ways. I'll mess around with it for a month and let you know what I think at the end. That is everything. Like I said, kind of simple for me for this month, but what can you say? Some days it's just going to be like that. So, oldnewgiftedblue is the hashtag. Misty and Jessica created it. They'll be linked below. I'll link the source for my article. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you like this kind of stuff. I probably will keep coming up with more stupid trivia that nobody really needs to know. I'm eventually going to run out because this project has no end date, and I'm not sure how many weird wedding things I can come up with. So if you've got something, please put it in the comments. But if you like knowing useless trivia, hey, give me a thumbs up. If you like hearing my puppies get up and down in the background every once in a while, go ahead and subscribe for that alone. They're entertaining. Until next time, guys. See ya. Bye.